In about a couple of months from now, I plan to upgrade my entire vlogging setup. And so I guess the purpose of this video is so I will have something to look back on in the future when I have more gear. I can see how I did things back then. So here it is, my entire vlogging setup as of May 2017. So the camera I use most frequently, I would say, for vlogging is my iPhone 5S. Now this is not actually my daily driver. My daily driver is the Nexus 6P. The iPhone is the camera I use for on-the-go vlogging. I mean, the quality doesn't look as good as my Nexus 6P, but it's just way more convenient, and having such a nice form factor makes it easier to carry as well. And for like a 5-year-old phone, the camera is actually holding up really nicely. As long as the subject is at least partially well lit, you're gonna get a pretty good picture. So yeah, my on-the-go shooting camera is my iPhone 5S. The next piece of equipment is my Snapchat spectacles. The spectacles have a camera here on the right side, which gives you a first-person point of view at eye level. And being at such an angle, when viewers are watching, it's almost as if they are living through the footage that you recorded. Like they were there. So I also use this camera for vlogging very frequently. And you can actually tell when I'm using this one because you'll see white borders around the edge of the frame. If you see those, that's how you can tell I'm shooting with spectacles. I just love it because it's so casual. You won't look totally out of place recording with it. And like in an environment where it might not be so appropriate recording like this, recording using these it won't look as strange, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Also, here's a tip I heard from other vloggers, but if you're just starting a vlog, and I don't know, maybe you're a bit camera shy, or you don't like the idea of vlogging in public, having a pair of shades actually seems to help. It kind of blocks out this whole atmosphere of people around you just looking at you. I mean, people don't really care, but it's all in the head, really. And then the third camera I use for vlogging is actually my main camera right here. So my main camera right there is a Sony DSLT A58. DSLT stands for Digital Single Lens Translucent, but you can pretty much call it a DSLR, it's almost the same thing. My main camera is equipped with a Sigma 18-35mm art lens. It's a super popular lens, it makes a great picture, I love using it. It's a little heavy though, which makes the whole main camera setup a little inconvenient to use when I'm outdoors, which is why I don't use it very often. And you only really see me shooting with the main camera in this studio. I do want to make a habit of using this one outdoors a little more often though, because it takes your quality from here to here. I also have a Rode Videomic Pro on top of the camera for capturing better audio. Although when I'm shooting my Friday uploads, I'm always recording using this lavalier microphone right here. So a couple of videos ago, I got a comment from someone asking how I get my videos to the level of quality that I do. I mean, I see a lot of room for improvements, but I will share with you what I know right now. 3 quick tips when shooting with a DSLT or DSLR or mirrorless camera or just shooting with a big camera. First one, I touched on this earlier, lighting. You need to have good lighting to have a good picture. It is probably the most important thing when it comes to video. When you have poor lighting, you have to compensate by raising the ISO, which introduces grain. And that just doesn't look very good on video. Not when you have too much of it anyway. Alternatively, you can compensate for that by slowing down the shutter speed. But that kind of introduces this laggy motion, and it just doesn't look very good. So yeah, bad lighting can literally make your footage look laggy. Tip number 2 is white balance. I know that my 2 light bulbs here are balanced to 2600K. So if I set my white balance on my camera to 2600K, what is white in the scene actually appears white on the camera. And that just makes everything look cleaner. It really pays off learning about white balance. If you really want to take your quality up a notch, learn about white balance. It'll make your colors look that much better. Lastly, tip number 3, if you're still shooting on the kit lens, you should look into other lenses. Not that the kit lens is bad, it's actually super versatile, but it doesn't produce the sharpest looking image. This is the kit lens that my DSLT came with. And it's pretty good, but for approximately $200 to $300, I picked up this 50mm prime lens. And when I shot my videos using this thing, it just looked way better. It looked cleaner and I was able to use a faster aperture. And what that allows you to do is create this really nice looking blurred background while your subject is in focus. And that can't really be achieved using a standard kit lens. But that does cost a lot of money. And word of warning, if you really take your time and learn how to use lenses, you may end up using up all your money because lenses, it's so easy to be tempted to buy lots of lenses once you know how to use them. Okay, a few other pieces of gadgets I use to help me vlog. This is a white balance card. You can use this thing to help you set your white balance. Another piece of equipment is this little tripod thing for your smartphone. It's called the Glif. Basically, it hooks onto your smartphone and it props it up so then you can go and do something else in front of your camera while it's recording you. It also lets you clamp it to a tripod, like so. There's a threaded hole in the bottom. This one right here is called a Gorillapod. If you watch Casey Neistat's vlogs, you already know what this thing is. Pretty much all the big vloggers are using this. I don't really like to use it, but I mean, it does make carrying your camera a lot easier. Basically, it's a tripod, but it bends to whatever shape you want to make it into, and you can pretty much put it anywhere. Let's see, okay, one more thing. If you want to take some really cool time lapses in your vlogs, you can already do that using your phone, but this thing will allow you to kind of pan around while you're taking the time lapse. It's a really neat product and it works like a kitchen timer. So that's it for this video. I'm really excited to upgrade this whole setup, but that is not happening for a couple of months at least. Alright, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm just kind of going around the area looking for a good place to shoot one small portion of the Friday upload. It's Thursday and I am kind of doing this last minute, so it's not... Whoa.